of their eyes, they see he's got this very wonderful, mysterious box. So he comes into the room and he sets this box down on the table with the key on top. And he says, this box is sent by Nandarani, and it is her order that Radharani enjoy the contents of this box to her full satisfaction. And it is the order of my mother, Jatila, that Radharani follow that order of Nandarani and enjoy the contents of this box to her full satisfaction. So then Abhimanyu leaves. As soon as you can just imagine, a whole bunch of little girls are there, very mysterious boxes come into the room. They're all just waiting till he disappears. As soon as he disappears, boom, they all become very excited. They all jump and run around that box. You can just imagine a whole bunch of little girls and the big boxes come into the room, and somehow within their minds the most explosive bliss is exploding inside their minds. They can't what is in this box? We can't understand, you know. So immediately Radharani, she takes the key of that box and all the gopis are there. They're so excited. And Radharani turns the key and she opens up the box and boom, out pops. So then Radharani very chastely followed the order of her mother-in-law and enjoyed the contents of that back box to her full satisfaction. So another time Radharani was just lying here. Because what happened? Mother Jatila, she became very upset. Everybody's just talking about my daughter-in-law and this rascal Krishna. All over town they're talking about this. It's everywhere. It's even on the internet, even on CNN and China. Everybody's talking about this. She's so upset. She says, we simply have to stop all these rumors. This is destroying my family. I can't. Only thing I can think is that only thing we can do is we just simply won't allow Radharani to leave Java. That's all. She can't come out of her room. That's all. That's the only way to stop this. And Pulatila says, but wait a minute. She has to go cook for Nanda. Then she has to stay here and cook. She can't go there and cook. Because then you're going to have to go and tell Mother Yasoda. She's not going to like that. I will tell Mother Yasoda. So then she went over to Mother Yasoda and she said, I'm simply not allowing Radharani in the house. If you want her to cook for Lala, then she has to cook there in Javid and you send someone to bring the food, but she's not going out of that. Mother Yasoda is just shocked. All the Brishpazis are shocked. And Radharani, she's just thrown into the deepest, darkest depression. All day long she just lies on her bed, completely half-conscious. The Gopikas, they bring nice chandan and beautiful flowers. They make a nice bed. She's just burning in this viraha agni. You know? Agni means fire. Viraha means separation. But as soon as she lies down on that bed, boom, all that sandalwood pulp just immediately turns to dust. And all those flowers just become crackly and turn into powder. She's burning so much in separation. And just lying there. This Javad has become a deep, dark dungeon for Radharani. So one day Dhanista comes with a message from Mother Yasoda that Radharani should really make some sweets for Lala. So she comes in, she sees Radharani in that condition, she's not even conscious of anything, so she goes in her ear and says, just look, your Priya Shyam Sundar is standing right in front of you. As soon as the word Shyam Sundar, then Radharani immediately opened her eyes and she sat up. And then Dhanisa says, quick, you have to cook some sweets for Lala. He's Kanhaiya is very, very hungry right now. You have to make some nice sweets for Kanhaiya. So Radharani goes to the kitchen, meanwhile Dhanista comes and she whispers some secret thing in Radharani's ear. And Dhanista disappears. And then all of a sudden Radharani's out here in the courtyard and she's cooking and suddenly she screams and Lalita and Bisaka, they come running because Mother Jatila, she heard the scream. Lalita and Bisaka going, oh no, a big black snake has bitten Radharani, she's going to die. And Mother says, no! And she comes and Radharani is just lying there in the courtyard, completely hardly breathing, like that, just lying there. No, Mili, call the doctor. And Radharani says, no doctor is going to come here. But no, this is very serious. He said, you always talked about me and other men. If some man comes here and touches me, I will just die on the spot. No, this is emergency. How can you talk like this? No. You always are talking about me and criticizing me. You have to find some female doctor, but no male doctor will come in this house. Otherwise I'll die. Now what are we going to do with Mother Taylor? She goes running and bit by a snake, and she won't let the mantra doctor come, and what are we going to do? At that time, Champakalata appears on the scene. She says, well, just now my sister is visiting me, and she, and she's the daughter, we're the daughters of Gargarishi. So maybe the Gargarishi has taught my sister, my cousin's sister, these mantras, how to cure snake bite. She's married in Kashi, in Benares, but she's come here to visit her father, and she just came here from Mathura today to my house. Her name is Vijayeshwari. So maybe she knows. So they go there to Vijayeshwari. They run to Champakalata's house, and her cousin sister is there, Vijayeshwari, very beautiful blackish gopi, and so they begin to explain the situation. He said, no. He said, my father has married me to a very respectable Brahmin family in Kashi. And I have heard all about your daughter-in-law and this fellow Krishna. Any of that blame comes on me, I will never be able to return to my father-in-law's house. Nor will I be able to turn to my father's house. If I'm turned out of my father-in-law's house, how can I go back to my father's house? No, I simply can't go. So no, we'll make sure he doesn't come around. We'll make sure you have to come. It's so important. You have to come. So, no, I couldn't. I mean, if I brought any shame on our family, I could never return to my husband's house. So no, we'll make sure. And if that rascal would ever show his eyes on me, then I will just never come. You please come. So anyhow, they convince Vijayeshwari to come. So Vijayeshwari comes there to Javat, and she comes in the room and she sees Radharani's lying there on the bed. And she immediately begins to massage the lotus feet of Srimati Radha. And she begins to move her fingers up. She says, oh, the poison is rising. She got bit on the toe, but the poison is rising. And she moves her fingers all the way up to the heart. She said, oh, the poison has risen almost to the heart. Actually, this is a very dangerous snake. There's only one way I can solve this, cure this. I hope you don't mind, but I will have to chew betel nuts and chant special mantras, and then I will pass that betel nut into your daughter-in-law's mouth. You don't mind, do you? Well, anyway, you're Brahmins, and we're Vaishyas, and we always accept the remnants from the Brahmins, so I don't see there's anything wrong with that. So then Vijayeshwari sits in meditation and chews on betel nut and chants all these special mantras, and then she puts her mouth over top of Radharani's mouth and begins to pass these true remnants of betel nut into Radharani. But no reaction is happening. So then Vijayeshwari says, no, this was a very, very dangerous snake. There's only one way. I know one mantra. But to chant that mantra, I need 3 hours of complete silence, without any interruption, without nobody even come near the door and make a sound. Otherwise, if I lose my concentration, your daughter-in-law is dead. So everyone, please go outside. Don't even come near this door for 3 hours. Otherwise, if my concentration breaks, your daughter is dead. So then everybody goes outside and they're afraid to come near that door now. You must have guessed who this Vijayeshwari is, none other than Priya Sham Sundar. So now they have 3 hours free time. Nobody's going to come and see or bother or anything. 3 hours of free time to enjoy wonderful blissful pastimes. So after 3 hours, suddenly everyone sneaks up to the door and they put their ear to the door. And then Krishna, he begins to make the sound, he begins to fake the sound of the snake. First he says, as Vijayeshwari says, oh, black snake, I have called you here why have you bitten this poor innocent young girl? What offense has she done? And the snake says, she hasn't done any offense, but her mother-in-law, Jatila, has made a big offense against my master, Lord Shiva. What offense has Jatila done to Lord Shiva? Because his partial expansion, Durvas Muni, has given a benediction that her cooking will be just as sweet as nectar, and whoever eats her cooking will never get touched by any disease. So she goes to Nandagram to cook for Krishna every day, and she's been stopped, so my master, Lord Shiva, is insulted. So why have you bitten her? Why don't you? Because if I bite Jatila, she will die immediately. But if I bite her daughter-in-law, then she will suffer for years and years and years. But is there any way you can take this poison and die? Yes, I can take back this poison if Jatila will promise never to criticize Radharani again. And Jatila standing there, no, I promise, I'll never criticize, I won't say anything wrong, I know, just that I'm old and senile, and the Subal sometimes dressed up like Radharani and runs around with Krishna, and I'm just so senile, they're always joking with me, and I'm just so senile, I get so upset, but I know she's pure, I know it's all just a charade, I know, I'll never, I promise. If she will promise never to criticize Radharani and never to stop her from coming to Nandagram to cook for Sri Krishna, then I will take back this poison and will go away. But if she ever again criticizes Radharani, then I will come and I will bite both Abhimanyu and Srimati Radharani. Then she will suffer for the whole rest of her life. No, I promise, I'll never speak. She can go every day to Nandagram and cook, there's no problem, I promise. Okay, I'm taking back this poison, and I will return to my master, Lord Shiva, in Kailash, never to be seen again. So then, he took back that poison and he went away, and then Vijayswari, again she opens up the door and everyone comes and sees Radharani's cheeks are bright and rosy. Why not? She's been enjoying the Sri Krishna for 3 hours without any disturbance. So she's very, very happy. Her cheeks are, her color has come back. She was pale before, now her color has come back. Her cheeks are bright. She's very happy. And immediately Mother Jatila comes in and she's so happy. She embraces Radharani and she says, oh, my dear Vijayswari, you're so kind. Oh, Radhe, immediately take the jewel locket from your neck and give that to Vijayswari and give her a big hug. So very chastely, following the orders of her mother-in-law, she takes the jewel locket from her neck and she puts it around Krishna's neck and she gives him a great big hug right in front of everybody. And Radharani, her mind is thinking that I can't even be seen together in front of my mother-in-law with this fellow. But now she herself has ordered me to give him a big embrace. And then, by this time it was very late at night. And so Mother Jatila says, why don't you spend the night? Now it's very late for you to go back. She said, no, I should immediately get back. No, but what if she has a relapse? If she had a relapse, then it would be terrible. And it's so late now for you to go back through this dangerous forest. You should we'll prepare a nice bed on the roof, and both of you can lie on the roof all night long. No one will disturb you. You please stay. What if she has a relapse? You just stay there. Both of you can enjoy the roof all night long. So then Vijayswari says, all right, since it is so late and you're offering, so I'll stay here. So then we'll go up and see that roof in a little while on top of this temple, this beautiful roof for Radha Krishna and a beautiful canopy underneath the stars and the beautiful moon, enjoy so many wonderful pastimes. Now, before you think any bad thoughts about Jatila and Kutila and Abhimanyu, my godbrother Dasara Sutta, he just sent me a book where he found a very wonderful pastime written by a follower of Lord Chaitanya named Manohar Das. So he writes that he describes that this whole Dham of Vrindavan is Pritimai, full of affection. Even those persons that are completely inimical to Sri Krishna, sometimes they become overwhelmed with affection for Sri Krishna. And he says one time, Krishna was supposed to meet Radharani in the night. So Radharani, she went there to that place and she waited and she waited and she waited and she waited and she waited. Just like last full moon, that was Ras Purnima. And if you went around Vrindavan, you saw all the deities were dressed in white. Ours were just almost white, a little pinkish, because we couldn't find a white outfit. But anyway, so white, because on that full moon night of the Sarat season, the Chandani, you know, Chandani moonlight is coming down, very white. So Radharani, they dress Radharani all in white, and she blends with the moonlight, and nobody can see her sneaking through the forest to go meet Sri Krishna. So that night, if you go to all the deities, you'll see they're all dressed in white. Radharani is completely in white, but she just blends. So she went out into the forest to meet with Krishna, and Krishna didn't come till very, very late. And when he came, she immediately understood that he was with some other gopi, and she became very angry, and she just chastised him. You rascal, you nonsense. You're not just black on the outside, you're black on the inside, you're black through and through. I'm not going to have anything to do with you. And she ran home here to Java. So later in the morning, Krishna came here to Java, and he's wandering around here and there and trying to think how he can just get a glimpse of Radharani, he'd be happy. So suddenly Jatila, she saw that this Nandanandan is there moving around the house. And she comes outside and says, "Oh Nandananda, what are you doing here?" "Oh Maya, I lost one of my calves and it ran over this direction, so I'm looking for it." "You have got hundreds and thousands of cowherd boyfriends. You have hundreds and thousands of servants who can look for calf. Why are you looking for the calf?" "Look, Abhimanyu went out for some errand to the Jamuna. He hasn't come back. The cows haven't been milked. Why don't you come in and milk all of my cows for me?" So she invited, she became so filled with affection, she invited that self-same Sri Krishna that she can't stand. She invited him into the house here to milk all the cows. And Krishna's milking all the... One of those cows had a very strong calf, and Krishna, he's trying to block. That calf is coming, he's trying to milk, and the calf is coming from this side, and it's coming from that side, and almost knocking over the bucket, you know, and this and that. So then, Jatila, she calls out, "Hey Radhe! Hey Radhe, come here and hold this calf for Sri Krishna." You know? So then she invites Radharani down. Radharani comes down and she grabs with Tate Vikal, she pulls that calf away, and Krishna, he's very, watching Radharani, he's very easily able to milk that cow. Like that. So as soon as the cow is milked, then he says, "Well, I guess I gotta go, and I'm going home to my house." And Jatila says, "Where do you think you're going? You sit down right here and take some of this milk." So immediately she fills up a nice glass of milk for Sri Krishna. So as he's finished, again she puts more, and when he's almost half finished with that, she takes it from his hand and she gives the milk prasad to Radharani, who drinks it, and immediately so many thrill bumps appear all over her entire body, like that. So sometimes, by the influence of this Dham, which is Priti Mai, even those inimical persons become overwhelmed with affection for Sri It's like you have your Kaliya Krishna. This is Kali. Because what happened, this happened in the month of Kartik, so usually they open up this door, but now the deity is so much deteriorated, they don't want to open the door. But anyway, he's behind you. You move the door a little bit, you can peek inside. But one time, Kutila came to Abhimanyu and said, "You rascal, you never believe me when I tell you. Just go in the forest now and see your wife is there with this rascal Sri Krishna. You never believe me, you foolish brother." So Abhimanyu, he went there to see. He was coming in the forest, and Radharani, she heard his footsteps from a distance, and she said, "Oh, Shyam Sundar, what are we going to do? Abhimanyu's coming." She said, "Just bow down." But Abhimanyu, just bow down. But just bow down. So then Radharani bowed down, and Abhimanyu came there, and he saw this beautiful deity of Kali standing there with his tongue sticking out, or her tongue sticking out, like that, with her holding chopper and all these things. And he saw his wife very chastely bowing down and worshipping Goddess Durga, Goddess Kali, for the protection of her husband. This is Kali Krishna.
Coming down from Java temple.
I can't say, we'll have to go there and find out.
Radhe Radhe.
You all saw his samadhi in Vrindavan. Did you go to samadhi in which temple? Radha Damodar. Madan Mohan. Who's right?
Damodar.
Sanatana Goswami's samadhi is at Madan Mohan. And whose samadhi is at Radha Damodar? And he was just sitting here in the forest doing his bhajan. And the Vrishvasis, they saw him there. So they said, "Baba, why don't you build a little house? Why are you just staying here in the jungle?" So then they built a little bhajan kutir for him. Because Sanatana Goswami was very dear to all the Vrishvasis. Whenever he moved around Braj, wherever he would go, then all the Vrishvasis would run out of the village and say, "Oh, Baba Gosai has come, Baba Gosai has come, Baba Gosai has come." And
One
then
day Krishna or
those...
Goswami's milk.
Achha.
That's it.
Then they would all come and all those who were younger, they would bow down and touch his feet. Those who were same age, they would embrace him. And those who were older, they would pat him on the head like that. And this way everybody was dealing with him in a different way. And he would sit with all the Vrishvasis, and they would tell him all the news of the village, that so-and-so got married, so-and-so died, so-and-so had babies, so-and-so built a new house, everything he heard. And because he was a king's minister before, what was the name of that king? Who? Nawab Hussain Shah. So he knew everything. So he would always in villages, there's some disputes going on. So he would solve all the disputes. He would give them advice that you plant this type of crop, you don't plant that type of crop, next time you plant this type of crop. Like that he would give them all advice and everything. He was very dear to all the Vrishvasis. When he would go, then they would all cry. Those who were older, so, "Oh my dear son, why are you going?" Those who were same age, it's, "Oh my friend, why are you leaving us?" Those who were younger, this, "Oh my brother, why are you leaving us?" They would all cry. They would come out to the village with him. He would have to forcibly make them go back to the village, and then he would go to the next village. This way, Sanatana Goswami was very dear to all the Vrishvasis. So he stayed here for a long time on the banks of Pavan Sarowar. You heard of Pavan Sarowar?
Yes.
So this is Pavan Sarowar. And one time, this Pavan Sarowar was built up and maintained by one king of a place called Vrindavan. You know, when you go on the way to Calcutta, then one station comes about 2 hours before Calcutta, that is Vrindavan. So that king, he never bowed down to any sadhu. He thought all these sadhus are just humbluff, bogus fellows. So one time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada was having some function there in Vrindavan. So this king said, alright, I'll come see this sadhu. And he never bowed down before any sadhu. As soon as he came before Bhaktisiddhanta, pang! His head came on the ground. Like that. Immediately he was forced to bow down. Like that. And he accepted Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, and he later came here to Braj and he took over this Pavan Sarowar and fixed it up, and he used to maintain it. Then we know after independence all the kings were finished, they took away all their properties, so Saraswati Thakur to maintain. And he asked, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada asked Ban Maharaj that you take over this responsibility. So this is being taken care of by Ban Maharaj. And then later, my godbrother Rishikeshananda Prabhu, he built this Sri Krishna Chaitanya Inter-College. You see this big red building here, brick building? This is called Sri Krishna Chaitanya Inter-College. So this is all on the banks of Pavan Sarowar. So our Raghunath Das, he has written very beautiful prayer to Sanatana Goswami. He says, Vairaga Yuga Bhakti Rasam Prayatnaya Bhayam Mam Anabipsamandam Kripambajaya Paraduka Duki Sanatanam Tam Prabhu Ashrayami. He said, I was in the darkest of ignorance and I didn't want to drink this bhakti ras, this very sweet bhakti ras. Vairagya Yuga Bhakti Ras, this Bhakti Ras mixed with Vairagya. Not just dry Vairagya, that dry Vairagya we're not interested. But when one gets taste for hearing and chanting and performing Krishna conscious activities, then automatically he doesn't care. Just like all of you, you're very happy to come and chant Damodar prayers and see the nice Mangalartik of Radha Shyam Sundar and Krishna Balaram and Gaurnitai. And you don't miss going to the movies, do you? You want to go to the movies? Or do you want to come here, Damodar prayers, and see everyone offering lamb to Damodar? So param dristva nivarta. When you get taste for Krishna conscious activities, then you don't care anymore about it. Automatically Vairagya, not that ordinary Vairagya, but Vairagya Yuga Bhakti Rasam. He said, I didn't want to drink that, but this Sanatana Goswami, he forced me to drink this very sweet Bhakti Ras. Therefore, Kripambudir, he is a great ocean of mercy, Paraduka Duki, and he's always very merciful to those who are unhappy. Because we're in mature life, we're all very unhappy. So Sanatana Goswami, he's very merciful to those who are unhappy. Therefore that Sanatana Goswami, he is my Prabhu. Shri Sanatanam Tam Prabhum, he is my Prabhu, and Ashrayami, and I take shelter of his lotus feet. So this place, you can see nice picture is there of Rupa and Sanatan. They were both brothers. Sanatan was older brother. Because Rupa Goswami, he had his bhajan. When we go upstairs, we'll see he had his bhajan kutir not far away in Terkadam. So Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, they've written so many books, and all of these books are the basis of Srila Prabhupada's books. Therefore Prabhupada was always stressing that we distribute these books, because these are the Sanatana, Rupa and all, they're the fathers of the Sankirtan movement. Sanatana Goswami was sitting here writing so many books, like Brihad Bhagavatamrita, and so many nice books he's written. And Rupa Goswami has written Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. You know Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu?
Yes.
In English, what do we say?
Nectar of devotion.
Oh, you know, my goodness. So they wrote all of these books, and now our duty is to go and distribute those books. So here we're at Sanatana Goswami. He's one of the fathers of the Sankirtan movement of book distribution. He didn't distribute so many, but he wrote all these books. So we can just bow down at their lotus feet and beg them for mercy that we can also become, when we grow up, we'll become great big preachers of Krishna consciousness all over the world. Bande Rupa Sanatana Radha Sri Bande Rupa Sanatana Radha Sri Bande Rupa Sanatana So everybody can come and pay their respects to Sanatana Goswami.
This is my mandir.
First join the mat in Mayapur, Sri Chaitanya Mat. And all day long, what would he do? He would chant, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, some of the brahmacharis, they went to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta to complain. There's this fellow all day long, he just, and then Prabhupada just went, This is my only desire, just to have the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas after this. So everyone was stunned when Prabhupada. But previously, it was known as Nanda Sarovar. Because Nanda Maharaj, he constructed this very big lake, and he and his family will come on this side and take their bath. Sometimes Vrindavan Maharaj would come on this side and take, with his whole family, and take their bath. And Radha and Krishna would swim underneath the water, and they would meet underneath the water, have underwater pastimes. So one day, Lala, he saw that Mother Yasoda was making some kind of funny prasad, not the ordinary rice, dal, chapati and sabji. No, wasn't making pizza either. He was making all types of little fried things like matari and save and fried dal and all these types of things, little fried things, you know. Just like when you go on the trains, you see everybody on the train, they bring out these little tiffins and they have all these little fried things, you know. So like that she was making. So Lala said, Maya, what kind of funny prasad you're making today? What kind of funny prasad you're making today? And Mother Yasoda said, Lala, your Baba, he's going on big pilgrimage, so I'm making all these fried things. These will keep for many days. He can eat while he goes on his yatra. Acha, where's Baba going? Where's he going, Maya? Lala, he's going to Prayag. And Maya, where is this Prayag? Oh, Lala, you're asking too many questions. Go ask your Baba. I don't know. So he went to Nanda Baba. He said, Baba, where are you going? Baba, where are you going? He said, Lala, I'm going to Prayag. And Baba, where is that? Where is that, Baba? Lala, that is very, very holy place where Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati, they all join in Sangam. In what? Sangam. So that is called Prayag. Nowadays called Allahabad. But real name is Prayag. Just like Prabhupada had a pharmacy name. You know? Prayag Pharmacy. So Lala said, Baba, but today is very inauspicious day. You should not begin your yatra today. You should begin your yatra when? Tomorrow. Tomorrow's called Akshay Tritiya. You're here for Akshay Tritiya or you go home before that? You're here? Chandan Yatra. On our Vaishnava calendar called beginning of Chandan Yatra. So,
sometimes not here.
Sometimes here, sometimes not here. So sometimes you've seen, huh? You saw Chandan Yatra? Anybody saw Chandan Yatra?
Yeah.
Achha. So, that day, we said that is very auspicious day, Akshay. Shai means to diminish. And Akshay means opposite, never diminishing. So on that day, people like to start something. They open up their dukan, their shop, they open their shop on that day. They do Griya Pravesh, because they want to live happily ever after in their house. Nice house. They also, if you want to come here and see the festival here in Nandagram, you'll have to book your taxi well in advance because everybody gets married on that day. They also want that to be Akshay. That will just go on forever and ever. So, you'll have to you have to order your taxi well in advance. Otherwise you won't find taxi on that day. So, Lala said, all right, Baba, you go tomorrow. Come tomorrow's Akshay Tritiya. I can tell you that, maybe back in, 6 years ago, I lost my visa, so I left on Akshay after taking darshan in our temple and of Sham Sundar temple where they do the best one. Then I left and I went all the way around the world and came back right on the first day of Kartik. So it is a very auspicious day to start your journey or start anything. So, Baba said, all right, Lala, since you're talking, then I will go tomorrow. So next morning, Nanda Baba, he got up early in the morning and he came here like he did every day to take his bath. And he saw there was one big fellow just rolling in the dust and laughing. Ah, ha, 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 ha. And then he would bathe in the Sarovar, then he would just roll in dust. Ah, and he never saw such personality like this. Very big person. So Baba went there and said, hey, Maharaj, who are you? He said, Baba, I'm Prayag. And Nanda Baba said, Prayag? There's no Prayag who lives around here. Arey, Baba, I'm not from this place. I'm from that Prayag, where Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati join in Sangam. I'm from that place. Prayag Raj, king of all the Tirths. Acha? Is it? And why you have come here? Arey, Baba, all year long, everybody coming and bathing and putting all their pap. You know pap? What you drink from Bihari Shah? No. Pap means sin. Sin. Not soda pop, that's medicine. Sin. So, they putting all their sin on us all year long. So one day in the year we come and we roll in this dust of Braj, this Braj Raj, and we take bath in the Sarovar, and we become Pavana. Pavana means? Purify. Just like Patita Pav, who's purifier of the fallen souls. So we become Pavan. Acha? Is it? Yes. Then he looked on the other side and he saw so many beautiful ladies were there. And so many, and very, very beautiful saris, not like in Nandagram sari, not simple sari like Nandagram, but very gold and silver and so many things. He never saw these ladies bathing in Nanda Sarovar before. And he went there and said, Arey, Matajis, who are you? Somebody said, I'm Ganga, I'm Godavari, Saraswati, Kuru Jangala, Brahmaputra, all the sacred Kaveri, all the sacred rivers of the universe had come to take bath and roll in the dust. He said, Arey Mataji, and Matajis, why have you all come? Arey Baba, all year long everybody coming, putting their pap on us. One day in the year we come here and take our bath and roll in this dust of Braj and we become pure. Pavana. Like that. So Nanda Baba said, Acha, is it? So then he took his bath and he went back upstairs to his palace where we'll go in a minute. And Lala said, oh Baba, now you're going Baba? Now you're going Baba? Arey Lala, now I'm not going. Acha, why is that? Arey Lala, every place I wanted to go, they all came here to take bath in this Sarovar. So why I should take trouble to go there? When they all came here, why I'll go there? Like that. So you don't have to go to Kumbh Mela or to Rishikesh and Haridwar and all these places. You just come here and take some of this water. If you didn't do already, you take some of this water on your head and become Pavana. Therefore, this Sarovar then got the name of Pavan Sarowar. And just here you see this well, this used to have very sweet water in it. And this is where Radharani used to come and cook for Krishna. We heard about Radharani coming and cooking for Krishna. So here she used to sit and cook all kinds of nice foodstuffs.
Don't go there, boys. I don't want to try to
Don't go there, you'll slip in the It's very slippery, the steps. So everybody who didn't take water on your head, take some water on your head, become Pavana, and then we'll go up and see Nanda Baba and Yasoda and Baldao in the temple of And her other form is as Tulsi Devi. So we say Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Vrindayai Tulsi Devai. So Vrinda Devi and Tulsi Devi. Vrinda Devi, Tulsi Devi is her expansion. So you see all these nice parrots that just came, they were telling all these funny little fellows with all dressed in yellow were running all over Braj today. And they came and told Vrinda Devi they're coming here to Vrindavan. Vrinda Devi has so many parrots, they fly all over Braj and come back and tell her everything that's going on. So she knows who's saying what to who's saying what to who, and who's with who, and who's what's going on, everything she finds out. And backside is Gupta Kund, where Radha and Krishna have very secret, Gupta means secret. So Radha and Krishna have very secret meetings. And in the distance, like you were saying before, this is Charan Pari. Right where that water tank is, you can see Krishna's footprints in the stone there. So this is called Charan. Charan means foot, so this is called Charan Pahari. Pahar means mountain. So this is Nandagram mountain. This is Vrindavan. And I can see you're all anxious to do one thing. You won't listen anymore. We'll do. This is not a listening place, it's a doing place. So we'll all jump in the Kund. All the way.
Over here, man! Over here!
Cold. Yeah, it's very cold. Cold. Freezing cold. Watch out, the steps are slippery.
Whoa! It's freezing hot!
What do you mean freezing hot?
Freezing hot! It's freezing hot water!
Jump. Go jump.
Buttocks गिर गया slippery रुको Come on, that's not that's good! First time I jumped at that round over. You took it, Roy. यार वही अकेले में दो यार वो गंदा इनके परे तू पढ़ा होगा यही स्कूल तो बाबूरे ने बोली काम ना हाई दिन छोड़ दो ले जा कल ये 8 दिन में पूछ रहा है वेरी गुड हमारे नाम पे मेरे हमारे नाम पे
Nandagaon. This is Vrinda kun.
Yeah.
Another one is Uta kun. What it is the voice here? This is Samadhi or the Babai.
Yeah. Vrindavan.
The Gurukul. Chaos, okay.
भैया हम कमर दोनों खड़ा हो गया अबे हम पीछे मारी को जोर से ना तो वो सारे का लेफ्ट ना और
Doing for you to Vrinda kun.
It's called Bahulasmeta, no, but Mahaprabhu was in Vrindavan just previous to going towards Govardhan. And as he was walking along the path towards Govardhan, he was raising his golden arms in the air and he was chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And he was completely lost in Krishna Prema, unaware of external surroundings. So that time, as they came close to Govardhan, somebody informed him that this is a Ritagram. As soon as he heard the name Aritagram, Mahaprabhu came to his external senses. Because he could understand that the original name of this village was Aristogram, named after Aristasur, who was an asur who came in the form of bull. So immediately he began to ask everyone, where's Radhakund and Shamakund? Where's Radhakund and Shamakund? And nobody could answer him. Now why Mahaprabhu, on hearing Aristasura's name, he was remembering such a sweet place as Radhakund? Because what happened on this particular evening is now the Sarat season. We just had Sarat Purnima a few days before, 8 days before. So this is a very, very sweet season for doing Ras. So Krishna was going to do Ras Leela with all of the gopis. And he just gotten dressed, Prabhupada describes, just like a dancing actor. Very beautiful cloth, very colorful, all decorations. So he was just ready to do Ras with all the gopis when he heard the news that this Aristasur had entered into Vrindavan and was just running through the villages and tearing everything up with his hooves and with his sharp horns. He was smashing down their houses and terrorizing the Brishbasis in every which way. So then Nandanandan got ready to fight with this demon. So he tightened up his belt, got ready to fight with this Aristasur. So that Aristasur came charging at him. He grabbed him by his horns and he whirled him around and smashed him on the ground and stomped on him just like a wet sponge. And he passed stool and urine simultaneously and died. This is in short. We went to a big story about Radha. So, at that time, then Krishna said, all right. He looked at Radharani and all the Sakhis and we can. Radharani said, we can be associated with such a person as you. You have killed a bull. This is a big pop. This is a big sin. And Thakurji said, wait a minute. This was a demon. It wasn't a bull, it was a demon. And Radharani said, it may have been a demon, but it was in the form of a bull. And we heard from Purnamasi, because Purnamasi is the guru of all the Brishbasis. So she told him that one time Indra, he killed a demon. Now that demon, he was actually a Brahmin, but he was in the form of a demon. And Indra, he got reaction. He may have been a demon, but he was a Brahmin. And he got reaction. We know that sin personified in the form of a old lady with tuberculosis and coughing blood came chasing after him. He got reaction. So then Nanda says, so then what do you want me to do? Then we can start Ras immediately. You just tell me what I should do. So Radharani and all her Sakis, they consulted one another. Then she said, all right, you will have to take bath at all the sacred rivers of the universe. Alright. That will take a long time. How I can be disassociated from you for so long? He said, I will call all the sacred rivers here in one place and take my bath. And Gopi said, oh, don't try to fool us, Shyam Sundar. We don't believe in your magic. He said, no. He took his foot, his right foot, he stomped a big depression in the ground. He played on his flute and all the sacred rivers immediately appeared there with folded hands. Any service? Any Seva Maharaj? He said, yes. You give your introduction, you chant your mantra and you pour your water in my kund. So everyone came forward. They gave their introduction, they chanted their mantra, and they poured the water in Krishna's kund. So Krishna was there. All of them were coming, and he was winking at the gopis, with his eyes. You see? They're coming. See? There's Ganga, there's Saraswati. So this took a long time. Long. It was very late at night. Finally they finished pouring their water in Krishna's kund, and he took his bath in the kund, and then he thought, this is nice. Just like we went yesterday to Vrindavan with all the Gurukul boys, and we all jumped in the water and said, oh, this is wonderful. We were all having wonderful time. So Krishna, he got in that water, this is nice. So we should have water pastimes. Radharani said, this water is contaminated with your sin. How we can come in this water? We will make our own kund. So she went on the other side. There was a depression where Aristasura had dug his hoof into the ground. So there was only a little bit of a hole there. So she took her golden bangle, that we call kankan. She broke it, and then she began to dig. And all the Sakis, they broke their golden bangles, they began to dig. And several years ago, when they cleaned out the kunds, we went there on that day when they pumped out all the water, and we saw this kankan kund there in the center. We waded out through the mud up to our calves and did circumambulation of this kankan kund, took some water. So we saw that place, in the middle of it. So then Nandanandan, he said, this is very nice kund, but there's no water in it. So Radharani said, yes, we're going to bring water from Manasi Ganga. I'm going to make a big long stream of gopis all the way up to Manasi Ganga, and gold and silver water pots will bring water from Manasi Ganga. Now Nandanandan, he doesn't like to see Radharani or the gopis do any type of work. He can't stand, even if one bead of perspiration will come on Radharani's brow, he'll become upset. So with his eyes, he made some sign to all those rivers personified. They all became one person. And they went there with folded hands. That person, he went there, he appeared before Srimati Radhika and he prayed that we thought the perfection of life was to be associated with the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Because you think all those, that Krishna became purified by bathing in all those sacred rivers. Do you think that? Anyone thinks that? No. All those sacred rivers became purified because Krishna bathed in them. They all became purified. So they said, we thought actually perfection of life was to be associated with lotus feet of Sri Krishna. But seeing your divine, wonderful, transcendental qualities, we can understand real perfection of life is to take shelter of your lotus feet. So then Radharani, she smiled at Sri Krishna and she asked, and she looked at that, all the sacred rivers personified and said, and so, what do you want? He said, we also want to come into your kund. So then Radharani again, she smiled at Sri Krishna and she told them yes. So they broke a hole. You can still see that underneath the sangam there's a hole where the water came from Shamakund into Radhakund. So then Nandanandan, he told Srimati Radharani, your kund is very, very beautiful and it is very dear to me. And I will always come and take my bath in your kund. And Radharani, she smiled and said, and your kund is also very beautiful. And I will always come with my friends and take my bath in your kund. So as though as Maharaj said, these places are eternally manifest. They have some sort of pastime of appearance. So therefore, when Mahaprabhu heard the name of Aristogram, he began to ask everyone, where's Radhakund and Shamakund? But nobody could tell him. They had all been lost. Over the years, they had been lost. So So being the self-same Brajendanandan Shyam Sundar, Brajendanandana say Sachu Sutta, Poiloji. The same Brajendanandan Shyam Sundar has come as Sachi Sutta, Sachi Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So he sat down underneath the tamal tree and he saw there was two paddy fields here. One was Kali and one was Gauri. Kali we know means Shyam and Gauri we know means, Gauri we know, golden. So he could understand that this was Shyamakund and Radha. So with whatever water was there, he began to bathe himself. All of those prayers have been recorded in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Srila Prabhupada has so kindly translated it into English for us. You can find all those prayers there right in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu began to pray. Sabha gopi haite Radha Krishna ra prayase, taiche Radha kunda priya priya rasarase. Said, just as Radha, he said, Sabha gopi haite, of all the gopis, Radha is very dear to Krishna. Sabha gopi haite Radha Krishna ra prayase, she's very priya. Taiche Radha Kunda Priya Priya. In the same way, this Kund known as Radha Kund is just as dear to Sri Krishna as Srimati Radha. Yata Radha Priya Vishnu Stasya Kundam Priyam Data Sarva Gopishu Saivaika Vishnu Ratyanta Balava. This is from Padma Purana. Yata Radha Priya Vishnu. Just as Radha is very dear to Vishnu or Krishna, Tasya Kundam Priyam Tata. In the same way, that Kund is just as dear to Sri Krishna. Sarva Gopishu of all the gopis, Vishnu Ratyanta Balava. There's one who's Atyant. When we want to say very, 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 very extreme, then we use this word Atyant. And Balava means very beloved. So extremely, there's one gopi who's extremely beloved of Sri Krishna. E kunde nitya Krishna radhika rasange jala jala kele kore tire rasarange. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada told that people will try to learn Bengali to relish it. But even without even knowing just a little bit, you can just hear this. It's very simple Bengali. It's so sweet. E kunde nitya Krishna radhika rasange. This kund, nitya. Nitya means nitya bhagavata, always. It's like nitya bhagavata seva. Always. Radhikara Sange. Krishna in the Sangha of Radhikara Sange. E kunde nitya Krishna Radhikara Sange. Jale. Just like we know Karana Jal and Garbodak Jal. Jal means water. In Hindi we say pani, but in Sanskrit it is jal. Or in Bengali also we say jal. So Jale, in the water, Jalakeli. In the water they do water pastimes. It almost, you can't, it's not English, but it almost sounds, you can understand. Jalakeli. It sounds just like water pastime, loving pastime. Jalakeli. Or Tire, we're singing every day, Jamuna Tira. Tira means bank. Rasa Rangi. On the banks, they're doing ras. So just tiny bit of knowledge, you can, it's so sweet. E kunde nitya Krishna radhika rasange, jala jala keli kore tire rasa range. E kunda se ek bara kore snana, tanra rara sama prema Krishna kore dana. E kunda, this kund, say, that person, he, ek bar kore snana, one time takes his bath. E kunde se ek bara kore snana, tanra, then Radha sama prema Krishna kore dana. Just like if you go to Radha Kund, there's so many Brahmins there waiting to take dan from you. But here, this verse, Mahaprabhu spoke this verse, he says, Krishna is going to give dhan. Krishna is going to give charity. What he gives in charity? Radha, Sama, just like you know in Bhagavad Gita. You can learn Sanskrit very easily. Samoham sarva. What does Krishna say? Samoham sarva. I am equal to everyone. Sama means equal. So Radha, Sama, pray. That praying equal to Srimati Radharani, Krishna gives in charity to one person. Ek bar koris, one time takes his bath. Kundara mahima yena radara mahima, kundara madhuri yena radara madhurima. This kund, the glories of Radha Kund are just as glorious as the glories of Srimati Radhika. And the sweetness, madhurima, the sweetness of this kund is just as sweet as the sweetness of Srimati Radha. Chanting all of these prayers, which you can learn from Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu took his bath in Radha Kund and Shyamakund. Therefore, in Bhakti Ratnakar, it describes a little bit about this pastime and says for very many hundreds of years now, people have been coming here at midnight and taking their bath in Radhakund at midnight on this day. So it's there in Shastra. But sometimes there's controversy, but I taught all of my old godbrothers like Guru Kripa and Malati. They told me the first time Prabhupada took them to Radhakund, he said, "This is Radhakund. Faster than you can blink your eye, everybody was in the water." He didn't have to, Prabhupada said, "This is Radhakund." What else is there to do? Malati said the only thing Prabhupada did was everybody was just completely oblivious of their body. Prabhupada tried to separate the men and the women. The women should go on the other side. Then later, because all of these kunds are actually fountains of youth. Our Ponce de Leon, he went the wrong way. He went to America. They're all here. We see as soon as the devotees get in these kunds, they become little children. They splash and do all kinds of things. So this sacred place like that, the devotees, they began to splash and play and fight with one another and do all kinds of things. So Prabhupada heard all these things. He said, "You don't go there anymore." And many times he said, "Not to go." But the final order, to borrow a phrase from some other controversy, somehow in the conversations that's there, Tamal has just finished convincing Prabhupada not to go on Govardhan Tripura. He was so worried that Prabhupada would not be able to. So Prabhupada had agreed, and Prabhupada said then the devotees should go, and they're discussing, and Tamal is saying, "Yes, we'll see Govindakund, we'll see Govardhan, we'll see this place." He said, "We'll go to Radhakund." And Prabhupada says, "Yes, you all go there and bathe on my behalf." So the point is that it is a very sacred place. You should not become like a child and splash and make a big fuss. It is a very sacred place. But at the final days, Prabhupada has given his permission, but we should also take into account that many times he warned us not to. So it is very reverently, and taking water on your head first before you touch your foot, you can take your bath. Especially I don't usually take, but so on this night there's 1 lakh of people are there, so Radharani won't notice that one sinful person has snuck into the kund, so I take. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai!
Do noti shamala.
This is Pavan Sarowar. It's near to Nandagram.
Big to call a kund, so we call Sarovar. This is known as Pavan Sarowar. You know the meaning of Pavan? Purified. Pavan means to be just like Patita Pavan, the purifier of the Patit, fallen souls. Patit, fallen. So, purified. So, but previously this lake was known as Nanda Sarovar because this was excavated by Nanda Maharaj. In fact, Nanda Maharaj used to come with his family on this side and he would take his bath. Vrindavan Maharaj sometimes he would come with his family on this side and they would take their baths. And Radha and Krishna would swim underneath the water and meet here in the middle and have underwater pastimes. But later, the name got changed because what happened one day, Nanda Lala, he saw that Mother Yasoda was making funny type of prasad, not the ordinary rice dal chapati, but all types of little fried things like sev and matari and fried dal, all these little things, you know, when you travel on the train and you see all the local people, they bring out these little fried things and things, knickknacks, you know, like that, if she was making prasad. So he went there And he said, Maya, oh Maya, what kind of funny prasad you're making today? What kind of funny prasad you're making today? And Mother Yasoda, she said, Lala, today your Baba, he's going on big pilgrimage. Acha Maya, where is he going? Where is Baba going? Baba, where is he going? And Lala, he's going to Prayag. Acha Maya, where is that? Where is that place, Maya? Says Lala, don't ask so many questions, I don't know. Go see your Baba. So he went to see Nanda Maharaj, and he was just tugging on his child and said, Baba, Baba, where are you going? Baba, Baba, where are you going? He says, Lala, I'm going to Prayag. Acha? And Baba, where is that? Where is that place? Baba, what is that place? Lala, that is very, very holy tears, where Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, they all join together in Sangam. When the two rivers come together, we call it Sangam. Just like now you come from all over the world, from so many different places, from South Africa, from Mauritius, from London, from America, from Russia, from Slovenia, from Croatia, so we all come together in Sadhu Sangam. So when rivers come together, it's called Sangam. So he said that's a very holy place, Prayag, Tirth. And nowadays we call it Allahabad, but real name, old name, ancient name is Prayag. So then Lala, he said, but Baba, today is very inauspicious day. You should not start your journey today. You should go tomorrow. You should go tomorrow. Tomorrow is Akshay Tritiya. You know Akshay Tritiya? On our Vaishnava calendar, it says Chandan Yatra begins. That day, in the middle of the summertime, beginning of summertime actually, Chandan Yatra. So that is known as Akshay Tritiya. That is the third day after the Amavasya. New moon, third day after new moon, so that is Tritiya. So Akshay, just like I have one godbrother from London, named Akshaya. Any London Wali knows? So Akshay, he used to be Prabhupada's guard at night. So Akshay, Shai means to diminish, to finish, diminish. And we put A on the front, just like Sura and Asura, the A. So it becomes Akshaya, means which never diminishes, always goes on increasing. So that is a very auspicious day, people do start something. Because we want, if we start something, we want that should go on and on and on and on, very successfully. So people, they open up their stores, their first day of inauguration of their stores on that day. They do Griya Pravesh. You know, because everybody, he wants to live in his nice house forever and ever. Also, if you want to come here to Nandagram to see the festival, then you have to book your taxi way ahead of time. Why? Because all the taxis will be engaged for marriage. Because people want to live happily ever after, so they do their marriage on that Akshay Tritiya so that it will go on happily ever after. So that is very auspicious to start something. So Lala said, Baba, tomorrow's Akshay Tritiya, you should do your journey start your journey tomorrow. I have also got practical experience. In 1993, they didn't want to renew my visa, so I had to leave. So I left right on Akshay Tritiya. I took darshan of Chandan Yatra in our temple, then I went to Radha Shyam Sundar temple, where they had the most beautiful Chandan darshan. Thakurji is completely covered, one stitch of cloth, only Chandan and Chandan and Chandan. And in the Chandan they carve little design like pants and jewelry, and even the crown is this big pile of Chandan, and they make beautiful peacock feathers, beautiful crown and bracelets all carved out of the sandalwood paste. The best darshan is there in Radha Shyam Sundar. So then I started my journey, and I went all the way around the world and came back right on first day of Kartik. Got new 5-year visa I got, and came back right in. So it is very auspicious day to start your journey. So Baba said, alright Lala, since you're telling, I won't go today, I'll go tomorrow. So every day Nanda Baba, he comes here early in the morning to take his bath. So that day he came here early in the morning, and he saw one fellow. He never saw this fellow before. Great big fellow was there, like a big king. And he was just rolling in the dust of Braj, and he was laughing. And just rolling in that dust, and he would take his bath in the kund, then he would roll in the dust and just like, So Nanda Baba, he never saw this person before. He went there. I said, Hare, who are you? He said, Baba, I am Prag. Nanda Baba said, Prag? There's no Prag who lives around here. I'm not from here, Baba. I'm that Prag from where Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati join in Sangam. Prag Raj, king of all the tears. Acha? And why have you come here? Hare Baba, all year long everybody coming and putting their pap on us. You know pap? Pap means what the... When you heat up the corn it goes pop, pop. No, pap means sin.
Все приходят ко мне и оставляют там свои грехи
Pap.
во мне.
It's like in English we call our father Papa. Or Papi. Well, Papi means sinful. So we should not go, we should call Pita. We shouldn't say Papi. So, everybody coming all year long putting their pap on me, so one day in the year I come here on the Dakshaya Tritiya day, and I bathe in this kund and roll in this dust of Braj, and I become Pavana, purified.
В этой кунде я катаюсь по лесу и спал очищенно.
Then Nanda Baba, he looked on the other side of Pavan Sarowar, and he saw so many beautiful ladies with him. With very nice silk saris with gold and silver, not like the Brishbazi simple saris like the very, very fancy saris. But he never saw these ladies before in Nanda Baba. And he went there and he said, Mataji, who are you? And they said, Baba, somebody said I'm Ganga, somebody said I'm Jamuna, somebody said I'm Godavari, somebody said I'm Kaveri, somebody said I'm Brahmaputra, somebody said Kuru Jangala, somebody said Narmada, like that. All the sacred rivers had come. And Lala, he said, and Mataji's, why have you come here? Hare Baba, all year long everybody coming and putting their pap on us. One day in the year we come here, roll in this dust of Braj and bathe in the Sarovar and we become Pavan. Is it? So then Nanda Baba, he took his bath and he went back up to the Nandagram palace where we'll go in a little while. And then Lala came running, Baba, Baba, now you're going, Baba, now you're going, Baba, Baba, now you're going, now you're going. You're going on Yatra, Baba? Hare Lala, now I'm not going. Why is that, Baba? Why is that? Hare Lala, every place I wanted to go, they all came here today to take baths. So why should it take trouble to go so far away? They all came here. I just stay here in my Nandagram and take my bath. From that time, this Sarovar became known as Pavan Sarowar. And this place was developed, all this ghats and everything. There was one king, back in old days, before independence, there were so many kings here. So, was one place called Bardhaman. If you go to Calcutta, you'll go to Mayapur. Then there's one train station about 2 hours before you get to Calcutta called Bardhaman. Actually, if you get down at Bardhaman, it's easier to go to Mayapur from there. But you go down to Calcutta and you have to come all the way back. Up in Bardhaman, you just go straight. You can rent a taxi and go straight across. And take a boat across to Mayapur. So, anyway, Bardhaman is there. King was there. This king, he thought, just like nowadays people, and sometimes with very good reason, they think all these bhavas and sadhus are just bogus, hum-left people. So this king, he never bowed down to be sadhu. These are all bogus people, just they're putting cloth and begging roti and cheating people. So one time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he had big pandal program in Bardhaman. So this king, he heard, oh, this big sadhu has come, Bhaktisiddhanta. So he came there to see him. Now he never bowed down before any sadhu. As soon as he came before Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, his head went bang right on the ground. He was just forced by the power of Bhaktisiddhanta. Boom, he immediately bowed down and touched on his foot. And he became very impressed. He became disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. So later he came here to Braj. He saw this place, so he fixed it all up. And later, all the kings, they finished all the kings. Now this was a great tragedy. Because if you've ever been to Thailand, where they have an old kingdom going back for a long time, and you go to the Grand Palace, and you see how spotlessly, immaculately clean, everything is just gleaming, everything is so beautiful. You see all these beautiful temples and all these beautiful gods, these were all built by the kings. Now the kings, they have no more kingdoms, they have no way to take tax, they have no money, they can't maintain these places. When you go to Thailand, it looks like Vaikuntha on this earth, because old king was there, he's still taking care of that palace very nicely. Beautiful emerald Buddha, they call emerald Buddha, he's actually made of jade, but they call him emerald Buddha. And you look, and all the panels all around it is all Ramachandra's pastimes. But anyway, so when the kings, they lost their kingdoms, then that king, he said, now I have no way to maintain this place. Otherwise they wouldn't be washing their cloth and making all this green gunk come here. The king here kept his men here to maintain, keep it clean, keep people from using soap. He said, anyway, now I can no longer maintain, so he gave this place over to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. And Prabhupada asked Ban Maharaj to maintain this place. So for some time it was also maintained like that. Still, we'll go in a minute to Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kuti here, still maintained by Ban Maharaj. And behind us you see one big red brick building. This is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Inter College. This was built by Ban Maharaj. Actually, one of my godbrothers actually did all the work. His name was Rishikesh Ananda. He lives there in Thailand. He wrote that book, Astrogamology or something like that, you might have seen. So, at that time he was a sannyasi, so he came here and he collected all the donations that made this even today it's still called Sri Krishna Chaitanya Inter College. And you see this well here, you may have heard that Radharani comes every day to cook for Krishna. Because one time, Durvas Muni came to Braj. There's all this big hair piled up and twisted, big sap and so many things on top of his head. This is called Jata. He had big beard, very fierce looking, carrying this little stand, to put his hand in Jana's japa, you see it sometimes in the picture like that. So he was carrying his stand like that and coming here, very fierce looking. So all the little gopikas, they all ran away. They saw this fierce sadhu, except for Srimati Radhika. And she told Baba, Beto, Baba, sit down, Baba. I'll just make prasad for you, because this is Indian culture. When somebody comes, immediately you have to cook something nice. So she just made a little oven just from the mud, just like even now if you go in the village, you see the little girls. They saw how the mother did, so they make little mud chula, we call it, stove, and they make little mud pots and pans, and they pretend like they're cooking. So Radharani, she did like that. And she was just rolling puris with the mud and making laddus with the mud, sabji with the mud, and like that, just all made out of mud. And then she came and she brought nice plate, little mud plate. She brought it to the Durvas Muni and said, Baba, please take, Baba, please take, Baba. He said, no, Lali, that's all right, that's all right. Said, no. And she took one laddu and said, no, take it, Baba, no, Baba. Said, no, that's all right, that's all right. Somehow or other she forced that, it's all made out of dirt, how can he do dirt? Somehow she forced that laddu into Baba's mouth. Durvas Muni, he tasted this laddu, it was so incredibly sweet and so nice. Then just from his heart, he gave benediction to Radharani. Because when benediction comes from the heart, then it is very powerful. Just like you see in India, all the little children, they come in the morning, what do? They touch the feet of their mother, father, their elders. So immediately when they see the little child bowing down, then automatically their heart, they feel some happiness. They oh, Aishman Baba, that you live a long time. Like that. So that Ashirvad that comes from heart, that is very powerful. So Durvas Muni, he was so happy tasting that laddu and tasting Radharani's cooking. Just from his heart, he said, Are Lali, whatever you cook will just be as sweet as nectar, and whoever eats your cooking, he'll never get touched by any disease. So when the Brisbazis heard that Radharani got this benediction from Durvas Muni, now one thing about the Brisbazis, they all love Nanda Nandan more than their own child.
надо больше.
We all love our own child more than our other's child.
Мы обычно
But Brijbasis, they love Nanda Nanda more than her child.
Но все в
And the
Вриндавасе,
parents, they're always worried. Child may get some disease, he may die, like that. Always they're worried like that, isn't it? When you told your parents that you were coming here to India for Kartik, they said, no, don't take your child. Huh?
что вы едете,
Don't take Sri Rupa with you. He's going to get sick. He's going to. So many diseases are there, didn't they? Everybody's sick. They're always worried about some type of disease.
все боятся болезни.
So the Brijbasis, they love Nanda Nandan more than their own child. So they all insisted, Radharani, if anybody eats Radharani's cooking, he'll never get any disease. If Lala will eat Radharani's cooking, means he'll not get any disease. He'll live for a long time. We'll all be very, very happy. So they insisted. Even though Jatila and Kutila, they don't like this arrangement, they insisted Radharani has to come and cook for Nanda Nandan every
Потому
day.
что Радхарани приходила и готовила.
So right here you see this well. This used to be a very, very sweet water well.
И в этом колодце
So Radharani, she comes here
Радхарани
and
приходит
she
сюда
cooks
и готовит
for Nanda
для
Nandan
Нандана.
every day.
Каждый день.
When she's in Javat,
Когда она в
she's
Явасе,
feeling so much separation
она
from
чувствует такую разлуку
Nanda Nandan
с Нанданом.
that she's just burning in the Viraha Agni. You know, Agni means fire, Viraha means separation.
Одни разлуки.
Even if the gopikas, they put nice soft jasmine flowers and sandalwood paste on her bed, as soon as she lies down, poof, and all that soft, cool sandalwood paste just turns to powder, and those little jasmine flowers just crackle up.
Они просто рассыпаются, высыпаются.
So burning.
Так она сильно
But when she comes here to Nandagram, to Lala's village, and she sits here, the gopikas already have 50 ovens already burning, hot. And she's sitting in the middle of 50 ovens, directing everything to make this, do that. And in the middle of 50 ovens, she's so happy to be here, close to Nanda Nanda. Not even one bead of perspiration comes on her forehead.
Даже ни капельки боки не
Not even one bead. Even though she's sitting in the middle of 50 ovens. So one day, and then Mother Yasoda and Mother Rohini, they distribute, all the cowherd boys sit in one room, and Mother Rohini and Mother Yasoda, they distribute prasad to Lala and all the cowherd boys.
Две матери раздавали просад.
And Mother Danista, or little Danista Gopi is there. She's very clever, how to sneak some of those chewed remnants of Nanda Nanda.
Как у Дафны,
Not just the ordinary, but the ones that chewed by him. She
которую он
She ties it in the corner of her sari, and later she goes to Java and
она
gives it to,
берет
or to Barsana, depending where Radharani is staying. Right now, Barsani is staying there in Java. Then she takes that chewed remnants and gives to Radharani.
Радхарани.
She's very clever, Danista.
Очень умная какой-то.
So one day, Radharani, she made
И однажды Радхарани
Manohar laddus.
сделала ладу.
You have any friend named Manohar?
Вот есть какой-нибудь друг по имени Манахар?
You heard this name before? You know, Mana means
Мана означает
heart, more than mind. We don't have words in English properly, but we say mind, but it really means heart, because that's where we feel everything, you know.
скорее сердце.
Not so much in our mind, but in our, you know, if I come up and say, Bijay, you're a bum, you know, that immediately, here, this is where you feel it, no? So this is mind.
Ощущение не какое-то.
So, man means mind, and har,
Означает
like we're chanting Hare Krishna, har means
хара,
steal.
означает,
So stealing away the heart,
то есть
mind enchanting laddus,
уносящее сердце.
heart enchanting laddus.
Манахара.
Manohar laddus. So Radharani, she stayed behind to see how Nanda Nanda is going to enjoy these Manohar laddus.
Смотрела, как
And she was peeking
Nanda
just from the corner of the window.
поплыла в бок.
Now Nanda Nanda, from the corner of his eye, he saw Radharani's there peeking.
Увидел, что Радхарани там.
And he saw on his plate, so many Manohar laddus are here.
Много ладу.
So then he
Когда он
made sure Radharani's looking, and he picked up one of those laddus,
смотрит, взял одну ладу,
and he put it in his mouth,
положил его в рот
and he began to eat it.
и начал есть.
Radharani, she became so frightened.
Радхарани так испугалась.
What has happened?
Что происходит?
And Lala, he pushed all of those laddus
Лала отодвинул
rest
ладу.
over onto Sridam's plate. Now Sridam saw all of Lala's laddus had come on his plate. Immediately he began to pick them up. Bing, bing,
Сюда он начал
bing,
пить
bing.
один за другим.
And Radharani, oh, this rascal, he's just teasing.
Радхарани поняла, это меня обманывает.
So like that, these are the daily pastimes here in this
Это
place.
ежедневные игры в этих местах.
So now we'll go down, we'll splash away some of this green gunk and take some of this water on top of our heads and become
Tak na немножко
Pavan. You don't have to go to Prayag and Hardwar and all these different places, Rishikesh and all these Badrinath. You don't have to go to all these places. Just come here. All the sacred truths, they come here anyway. So no need to go there. You just come here, take some of this water on your head and become Pavan. And then we'll go see the Bhajan Mujira Srila Sanatana Goswami.
Vayan Kuti. And the left of the Pavan Sarowar. Sarowar. This is Baba. So, it's coming from. Lakri, help the Vrinda.
Prabhupada's very, very dear godbrother, Kinchana Krishnadas, Babaji Maharaj. Actually, Kinchana, he has a very, very sweet history. Previously, he joined in Chaitanya Mat in Mayapur, where Lord Chaitanya's birthplace.